Today I'm going to talk about the narcissist and love. Hi, I'm Nanette. Welcome back to Narcissism Exposed. So first we want to ask the question, what is the most valuable thing of yourself that you could give to another person? The answer is love. Why? Because you can't put a price on love. It's priceless. It's so precious and it's so amazing, you cannot possibly put a price on love. So here's another question. What is the one thing in life that presents the most potential risk? Again, it's love, because love could end up being so hurtful and painful. Many people shut down and don't give love because they're afraid of getting hurt. Now, in order to understand the narcissist and love, we need to understand that there are basically three types of love. The first one, it's called eros. It's the Greek word eros. And that basically communicates romantic love, such as sensual and passionate type of love. The second type of love is called phileo. And basically phileo is known as brotherly love. And I'm going to read you that definition. Phileo describes an emotional connection that goes beyond acquaintances or casual friendships. When we experience phileo, we experience a deeper level of connection. Now, the third type of love is called agape, and that's godly love or divine love, and more specifically, it's unconditional love, the fatherly love of God for humans, as well as human reciprocal love for God. The term necessarily extends to the love of one's fellow humans, as the reciprocal love between God and humans is made manifest in one's unselfish love for others, or, as I said earlier, unconditional love. Now, there's one great commandment in God's Word that instructs us on what we need to do with our love. And it's in Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 39. And it says, Jesus declared, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." So do you see? There's the first and the second great commandments. So God's word is telling us that God is number one. We should love him with our whole heart, soul, mind, and strength. And the second is for us to love our neighbors as ourselves. Now that word neighbor, it doesn't mean like what we understand today. It's like, knock, 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 neighbor, can I borrow a cup of sugar? You may not even know your neighbor. Neighbor means those closest nearby to you, those around you, to love them as you love yourself. Now here we're starting to see a little bit of a problem, because you can't give to your neighbor what you yourself don't have. That's right. Now, you and I who walk on the greatness of God's word, and we're endeavoring to love with the love of God, we can give that which we have. We've received it from God. We receive love from God, and that love we share with our neighbor. However, when it comes to the narcissist, he or she cannot give what he or she does not have. The narcissist is so full of shame and hate that he or she does not love himself or herself, and they most certainly cannot love you. I want you to see that you cannot give to somebody that which you don't have. Their shame and their hate is what they ultimately pour out to you after the love bombing. When you give love to the narcissist who does not love him or herself, you are setting yourself up for a trauma bond. you will always keep seeking out love from the narcissist that you gave to him or her over the years, and you will eventually bookmark that event in your life, whatever number of years that was. You will bookmark that event in your life and not be able to move forward. You will always be seeking the love that you gave to the narcissist. You will always be seeking to receive it back, but you will never get it back. And you end up bookmarking your life, whatever number of years that it has been with the narcissist, that you will bookmark that time in your life and not be able to move forward. It's like having a missing piece to the puzzle. You so desperately want to find that piece and put it in the picture so that you can complete the picture, but it will never happen. So you end up developing coping mechanisms, walk on eggshells, hoping for a better future, believing the fake future promises, and tolerating bad behavior, thereby cutting your life and your possibilities and your future and your vision. You're cutting that out of your picture in your attempt to find that missing piece of the puzzle. And you are ultimately stuck in a time warp. And this is how the narcissist mentally and emotionally holds you in bondage as you keep seeking reciprocal love, until you start seeing things through God's eyes and you see the spiritual warfare that you have been in for all that time you were with the narcissist. Only until you see it through God's word and God's eyes will you ever be set free from that bondage. Look, you can't make somebody like the narcissist value what he or she already does not appreciate. All you'll ever get from the narcissist is jealousy and envy. It says in James chapter 3, verse 16, "For where jealousy and envying with contention and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work." You must understand this from God's word. How many of you have been so confused with all the evil you saw the narcissist pouring into you? And you in return thinking, well, maybe if I give him or her more love, maybe if I'm patient. You put all that burden of responsibility on yourself when it doesn't belong on you. It belongs on the narcissist. And if you understand this from God's holy word, you will begin to see that those evil works are demonically driven, and light does not cohabitate with darkness. Darkness cannot give you love. Darkness will not be pouring love into you. You ever notice when you used to ask the narcissist for love, he or she acted like, you're asking way too much of me. Because why? Because they know they can't give it to you. Because they're not filled with love. They're filled with hate and shame, envy and jealousy. And their life goal is not your life goal. You and I, the empath, the good person, the Christian, we want to do good. We want to love with a pure love. That's not the goal and mission of the narcissist, and they cannot pour into you. In fact, all they will do is suck you dry. In the end, the narcissist will isolate you, and you will be struggling and trying so hard to get love that the narcissist becomes your world, as those closest to you who want to love you get pushed off to the side. You end up constantly pouring into the empty narcissist until you are bone dry, exhausted, and completely drained. I want you to know your value. Anyone who does not keep and retain a loving interest in you is not a reflection of your value. I want you to understand that. But it is a reflection of the bold statement that it is now time for you to shake the dust off your feet and move forward with your valuable life. So I want you to leave your comments down below, share any of your experiences, and know that I love you and pray for you daily. And if you found this helpful, do hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, do hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I put out a video. And until next time, walk in peace and be blessed in your hearts.